What's that noise? Speedy! Oh, you are trying to eat a cookie! Hello my friends, welcome to today's video. My name is Christine and I have lost track of how many days of Vlogmas we have done so far. But if you have missed any of the videos I have put together during Vlogmas of 2020, I will leave that full playlist down below for you, as well as the 2019 playlist I made last year. There is an endless amount of Christine videos if you're really bored or just need to tackle a huge pile of laundry. In today's video, I'm going to be taking all of the clearance food that I purchased in my clearance grocery haul I posted a few days ago and meal prepping it all. So it's going to be like freezer meal based. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a freezer meal video. Using all that clearance food, we're gonna load up my freezers, and then I'm not cooking at all during Christmas break. Well, my kids are home for 2.5, almost 3 entire weeks. Just gonna be pulling everything out of the freezer. Oh, you wanna eat again? Great, I have this. You wanna eat again? Like when the kids are home all the time, they just like, they're in the kitchen every 5 minutes. I need a snack. I need some food. What is going on? Feed me more candy. So we will take care of that by having our freezers fully stocked in today's video. So if you like freezer meals, clearance grocery hauls, and Vlogmas, give this video a thumbs up and let's head over into the cooking. Step one is to actually cook all of these raw chicken meatballs. And I was gonna put them in the air fryer, but I have too many. So I'm basically just following the instructions on the back, which says preheat oven to 350. Put the meatballs on a greased baking sheet or oven safe pan. It does say to cover it, but I'm thinking I don't wanna do that. I don't know how I'm feeling about leaving them open or covered. Open or covered. I feel like covered they wouldn't cook as quickly. Not sure how I feel about that. Anyway, let's stick all of these in a baking tray, get them going. I think I am gonna cover it. They said cover it with foil and cook it for 20 minutes. Before I show you the package, how many meatballs do you think is one serving? Serving size is only 2 meatballs. Oh, it's only 110 calories. Okay, I'm gonna disagree with that. For 220 calories, you can have 4 meatballs and 28 grams of protein. That's only 4 meatballs. That's not even very many. So I'm gonna say serving size is 4. Once your meatballs are all cooked, I'm gonna put most of mine on a cookie sheet or baking dish with some parchment paper, and this is gonna go into the freezer. So once they're frozen, I can pop them out into a Ziploc bag and then use them as you would any fully cooked frozen meatball. One of my favorite applications personally is a meatball stroganoff I've made for my kids. I put it on the channel before. I think I have a recipe on my website. If I do, I will link that down below. The rest of these, we are going to make a pasta dish to freeze. All we need is some sauce, some cheese, and some pasta. Let's throw these in the freezer and get going on this one. I am just trying to use what I have, and I have a ton of these elbow noodles. Why? It's like the mystery of the elbow noodle. Why do I have so many? Because I had these ragu bottles from Idaho on a great deal that they had about a month ago. I have a ton of these. We will use these items to make our pasta meatball bake dish. So I think we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do a full pound of pasta. We're gonna cook it up in some water, but not all the way. You want it like slightly al dente. We're gonna mix this with a little bit of chicken stock so it's a touch liquidy. Put it in a pan with the meatballs, top it with some cheese. Easiest freezer meal ever. And you could make multiple batches of this and that would be very simple as well. Let's mix up the sauce we're gonna make. So I'm just gonna do this jar, and I found a packet of vegetable concentrate here. Now I just gotta find some scissors. The real question is, where do all my kitchen scissors go? Can never find those. And then we'll add a little bit of water. I think some crushed red pepper flake, because why not? Why wouldn't we do that? We're just gonna jazz the sauce up a little bit. That's what we're doing. So I just put a little water in the jar to get the rest of that sauce out in here. Okay, I'm gonna add this little container of pesto to this because that sounds yummy. And this container of Parmesan cheese, which is all gonna be mixed with our pasta. and meatballs. Okay, come on. Stir that all around and we are about ready. I just need to find some mozzarella to go on top of my little bake. Here are my meatballs. Ooh, here comes the pasta sauce. And we'll stir this around so everything gets kind of coated with the sauce. I can't decide if this would be better or like a spoon. This is probably fine, right? It's kind of like lazy lasagna, honestly. My kids like lasagna, but man, all the layers and I'm too lazy for that business. Okay, I feel like my sauce is like heavy on this side and light on this side. I'm trying to get it to meet each other in the middle and it doesn't want to. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I have a little container of breadcrumbs here. And I have these panko breadcrumbs from a old meal box kit that I never used. So we'll finish that off like that. And then some shredded mozzarella cheese that I just had in the fridge that I want to use up. That's about it, you guys. So I have my lid that I wrote on. So this is basically gonna be $3.75 for 1 hour if it's thawed, 2 hours if it's frozen. We'll just kind of put that on top, pinch the sides. There we go, done. Let's freeze or meal prep some stuffed bell peppers. So I'm gonna rinse these off, chop them in half, and get them roasting in the oven while I brown this 1.3 pounds of chorizo, and then we will mix our filling together. It's gonna be one of the easiest things. My mom used to do this all the time, was to make just a huge batch of stuffed bell peppers. Then you freeze these on cookie sheets and then pop them in a Ziploc bag. Zap them in the microwave for a couple of minutes. When you're ready to eat them, they're great for work lunches or stay-at-home mom lunches if you just want something delicious and you don't have anything ready to go yet. So let's brown this up. In this bowl, I have 1 cup of cooked rice. It was 1 cup dry, so like 2 cups cooked. Here comes my almost 1.5 pounds of cooked chorizo. Oh yes, delicious. Some other things I like to add to this concoction are salsa and cheese. The bulk of your flavor is going to come from the chorizo because it's such a strong flavor, but the moistness of the filling will come from your salsa. So find what you like, let's pour it in and give it a stir. Are out of the oven and they look beautiful. I'm gonna flip them over with my tongs and fill them with my filling, and we'll pop them in the freezer to freeze overnight. Tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna stick them in some Ziploc baggies and freezer meal with the peppers. So if you ever stumble across a really great clearance deal at your Kroger affiliate store in those red bags, buy them all and make freezer stuffed bell peppers. I'm telling you, it's the best thing ever. I swear my mom used to make 50 at a time, and it's one of my favorite things to eat as a kid, one of my favorite things to eat now. Now that my stuffed peppers are 100% frozen, see, I'm gonna take them off here and put them in this bag. I feel like it saves the most amount of space, because we are only gonna take them out 1 or 2 at a time for work lunches, or mostly work lunches. I probably wouldn't do a whole pan like this for a dinner for my family because I would just cook it and eat it. So on here I will put chorizo, stuffed peppers, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can fit all of these in here. We'll see. And also I wanted to mention, if you have extra like filling, rice filling that doesn't fit in a pepper, dude, that stuff is good just to eat in a bowl. So no worries if you have too many. Because these are frozen solid, you can stack them on top of each other and look at that. They're not going to stick to one another. Okay, I don't think I could fit more than 6 actually, now that I'm doing this. Okay, I think we're maxed out at 6 per bag. So I will get 1 more bag for this. Since I only have 4 left, I think we'll do 5 and 5. The great thing about the winter time is that I can stick these sheet pans outside on my back steps to freeze, and I don't have to take up freezer room. That's one perk of living in Idaho, I guess. And so I have a little bit of extra rice that fell off, so I'll just scrape this up and stick it in one of these baggies as well. Don't want to waste that. It is delicious. And then when it comes time to cook them, like I said, about 2-3 minutes in the microwave, top with a little bit of cheese because I did not put cheese on these, and you are good to go. Next up, we are going to cook up, well, not cook up, but prep these 2 packages of chicken leg quarters. Of course, you could just stick them in the freezer like this. We're gonna make 2 dishes, kind of. We're basically gonna get the prep work done so the dishes are easy to do in the future. So out of one of them, we will take the skin off and put a nice marinade on it, stick it in the freezer. The other one, we'll take the skin off and get started with my grandfather's chicken and rice roget, is what he calls it. And I did make it in my very first like extreme grocery budget challenge that went viral. Now everybody else is making, but it's a dish I grew up with. I had it all the time as a kid, and if I get the chicken ready and the onions chopped and put it in a pan and stick it in the freezer, it'll be a lot easier to put together. These 2 packages of chicken will become 2 meals for my family. The most annoying part is taking the skin off, so I will do that right now. Okay, I've had a change of plan. I realized that 4 chicken leg quarters would not be enough to feed my family for the 1 casserole. I would like to put a lot more than that, maybe almost double it. So I'm changing that and I'm just going even easier. I have had these lemon pepper packets in my pantry for years. I'm sure they're still fine because I used them recently. So we're gonna put 1 on this one, 1 on this one, put these in like Ziploc baggies so they'll be marinated with some delicious seasoning. All you have to do is thaw it and throw it on the grill. Dinner is done. Next up for the freezer prep is to brown these 4 pounds of ground turkey and make 4 pounds of taco meat for the freezer. I love ready to go taco meat. It makes an easy taco salad, burritos, regular, just like hard shell tacos. All you have to do is thaw it and heat it up and you're good to go, and dinner is that fast. We are a 2-pound per dinner family at this point, so this is actually only 2 meals for us. So we'll start with this, and then I might do 1 more batch and do a total of 3 meals. We'll kind of see how we go and see how many more of these ground turkey packages I have left. Okay, the turkey meat is done. And I'm adding about 1/2 cup of this powder, which means I think I'm gonna run out. Yeah, I am out of that bulk one into each pan, and 1 cup of water into each pan. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more water. That looks a touch dry to me. So we're just gonna cook this all together until it becomes saucy and combined. Definitely more water, not enough. Next up, I have a 1.5 loaves of the cinnamon chip bread that I had purchased, and we're not eating it fast enough for my liking. It's getting a touch stale, so we are going to make French toast out of these. And the best thing about pre-made French toast and waffles is that you can freeze them really, really easily. Pull them out just like an Eggo waffle, pop it in the toaster, and you've got breakfast. I'm going to mix up some eggs and milk, some cinnamon, vanilla, some sugar, and make some French toast for the freezer. Because I had some white bread still that was like kind of getting stale also, I bought it at the same time as the cinnamon bread. I wanted to make a batch of overnight French toast. This recipe comes from my sister-in-law's husband's mother. So this is Dave's sister's husband's mother. And they actually do live fairly close to us. And she made this one time for this brunch and it was delicious. The only thing I did different is I didn't use a berry. I didn't have any frozen berries because my kids ate all my strawberries. So I used tropical fruit. But I will have this recipe down below for you. This is after it has sat in the fridge overnight. Bring it out of the fridge for about 30 minutes, stick it in the oven with the foil lid on for 30 minutes at 350. Take the foil lid off for 30 minutes, and here we are. This smells so good. It's like this rich butter. I don't even think there's butter in it. Rich, buttery, creamy, kind of sweet, custardy, vanilla. This is what French toast should smell like. There is a fruit sauce that goes along with this, but because I didn't have any berries, because my kids ate all the strawberries, it is a berry sauce. I don't think my tropical fruit medley would turn out the same, so you can just go straight syrup on this. And honestly, it's so moist and delicious, you can just kind of eat it like this. So you can see these big chunks of cream cheese here, the crusty bread pieces right here. It is soft, as you can see, but definitely cooked all the way through. This is definitely a keeper. The next time I make it and I have some fruit in my house, I will definitely make the sauce to show you. Turkey burgers can be quite dry, and so I knew one of the keys to doing this right was going to be adding some kind of fat. So in this case, I decided to do goat cheese. My sister makes a turkey burger that she really likes with feta cheese, but I personally don't love feta because it's kind of like stinky. Like, I'm not a big fan of stinky cheese, so I prefer just the more mild flavor of the goat cheese. I added a ton of that for some extra fat, and then when it comes time to cook them, I will definitely drizzle them with some olive oil as well when I put them on the grill, but I froze them just like this on the cookie sheets, and then once they were frozen, popped them out into some Ziploc bags. Next up, this is one of my favorite holiday cookies. It is a cranberry white chocolate chip oatmeal cookie with some cinnamon. I will have this recipe down below for you as well. I really only make it at Christmas time. It is incredibly sweet and it is delicious. I think the only person who does not like them is Haley. That's just because she doesn't really like dried fruit. But this huge container, I froze that, and then you can pop those into a Ziploc baggie. And then I did end up cooking 24 of them just to have, and then the rest can be saved to cook for Santa on the day before Christmas. And of course, I had to give one to Dave for a little taste test.
Oh, I know what these are. Oh my gosh. And they're warm.
I know. Make them. You will not regret it. If there are any recipes from the items I made today, I will leave those down below in the doobly-doo for you. If you have not subscribed yet, I would encourage that so you don't miss the last week and a half of Vlogmas videos for this year, and you get to see some of the cool stuff I'm doing for 2021. As always, I love hanging out with you every day. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.